Hello, I'm trying out my new screen recorder, which doesn't have that ugly Bandicam watermark that has plagued my videos, as you can remember. But why are you here today? Well, you probably know from the title. I have decided which two charities that I'm using, well, not using, which I, well, using, yes, which I'm using on my shop, but which I'll be donating to for each sale. Oh, this little thing's here. Hello, little thing. Okay. Well, anyways, but yes. So now, this is subject to change in the future, but this is just how I have it set for right now. All right. So first, sorry, my cat's up here playing with a ball. Arg. So first we have Defenders of Wildlife. Um, I'm not gonna just go super in depth with all of these charities 'cause it'll take a while. But if you want to check each one of these out, just you can just see the address right there. But you know, I'll just go through it and let you read. I'm not gonna just sit here and be annoying because you can read. Let you just read a little bit. Just a little bit. Sorry. I held my breath the whole time like an idiot. I was like, oh, don't say anything. Oh, oh. But basically they specialize in doing stuff in America, but they're not limited to that. Yeah. I mean, sorry, these cats are so distracting. But yeah, I'll let you continue reading. When I start explaining things that I'll just get tongue-tied and make a fool of myself, as you know. All right, cat, do not step on the keyboard. And then that's 5%, so it's gonna be 10% of the sales of my modded gear, which will be going to charity. And like I said, these charities are subject to change in the future, but this is what they are gonna be for right now. And the other one is Mental Health America. So it's just like a oh my god, I butchered that word. Advocacy group slash organization that helps people with mental disorders that kind of make their lives hard to live because they're crazy people and other things. Maybe it's not, maybe not all just crazy people, but uh, I know they've been around for like over 100 years, and so yeah, I don't know much because I've only done a little bit of research. I haven't done too much research into everything yet. That's why I said everything's subject to change in the future, but this is what we're gonna stick with first. I'm gonna let you read a little bit. As you can see, the address is up there. As you can see, I have a billion tabs open. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm boring you. I'm making you read. Alright, school's in session, folks. But yeah, if you want to check these out, you can check them out. I'm not gonna just keep boring you, making you read this stuff. So, yeah. While I have you here, I will show you something else. So, I recently made that video, 10 more to come or something like that, where I told you I'm going to make the Pride pedal, but I'm going to make 10 more copies of it. I'm going to sell them. I've got some interesting news, which we knew this was coming. Well, let's see here. That's where I was reading about different charities. But here we go. So look here. This is the Danelectro Fab Chorus. Very few shops still have the Fab pedals. Very, very few. Woodwind Brasswind, they only had the Fab Chorus. And Musician's Friend, look, Fab, only have the Fab Chorus. Just a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I looked, and there's a lot more pedals here. So, the Fab pedals are reaching their end of life. They won't show you the bottom plate, obviously, because of the year on it, but these pedals, the Fab line, maybe some of them came out in 2004, but I think the majority of the Fab pedals are from 2005. And what they are is they are, well, I'll tell you a little story about these Fab pedals. So, originally in the 90s, I think there's 3 lines. I might be wrong. I might be right. Yeah, there's three lines. I don't know. I think there's 3 lines. Maybe there wasn't. But there was the expensive Fab line, the original ones, which were in those big metal house containers. And then they did the food line. And then they did another one that wasn't a food line. I think they did. I'm not sure. Or maybe it was just a food line. I'm not sure. But basically, whatever their mass market line was in the 90s, whether that was the food line or whether they had another separate one, it was so successful that they decided to tell their factory in China, hey, let's make 10,000 more of each, right? But there was a miscommunication, and the factory thought they said they wanted 100,000 of each. So that's why these pedals have been on sale for so long. It's basically the same pedal that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. They've been housed in 3 different containers. They've been housed in, this is the most recent container. They've been housed in one that's kind of similar to this but metal. And they've also been housed in one that looks like the food line pedal, or which might actually be the food line in some situations, some not. Basically, they had to repackage the same pedals so many times just to sell them. But like I said, when you see these pedals, it'll say like the year on it will be 2004 or 2005, and they'll be brand new still. That's because they're still in stock. But finally, over 15 years, they've sold out of these pedals. So, if you ever see these pedals in the future, and it's like, hey, these are rare, they're discontinued. Never like, if someone tries to gouge you for one of these used, maybe like 30 years from now, don't pay for it. Just know that there's over 100,000 of each model of these pedals. Maybe not in this exact housing, but across the 3 different housings, there are 100,000. So I want to tell you something interesting that I found out. I'm sorry, I'm talking with the microphone for my headset because I didn't even plug in my regular microphone to this computer yet. But I thought this would suffice for now. But yeah, I'll plug in a regular microphone probably on my next video that's kind of like this. But anyways, I get distracted because of ADD. Anyways, now what was I even gonna say? Oh yeah. Wait, what? Oh yeah. So when I ordered it, I just ordered 10 more. I didn't order them from Musician's Friend. Now I would have, but I'm gonna tell you why I didn't. Notice this says order now. This item is back ordered, but is available to reserve now. Blah blah blah. That's cool. But there's one thing that I liked. I've never ordered from Woodwind Brasswind before, but there's one thing I liked about what they said. They told me when they expected to ship it. I like that because when it says it's back order, that could mean it's coming in a week from now, a month. They could be back ordered a year. And then you'd have to call them, and you'd have to get to someone who knows about it. It would just be a hassle to figure out how long it would take. But I actually like that they included that. So I ordered 10 of these, and I had a 10% off coupon, which was cool, but it wasn't working, so I had to call them to get it activated. And what he told me is this is going to be the last order of these, because they're basically, they ran out. Like, they ordered from, Danelectro. They said they ordered this 60 that they're getting are the last 60. So this last bit going to Woodwind Brasswind, and the last bit going to Guitar Center. Guitar Center is Musician's Friend. They're the same thing. I don't know if Woodwind Brasswind's owned by them too. I don't know. But Guitar Center will be getting a few more. Um, Musician's Friend, but Woodwind Brass Wind, they were only getting 60 more, and I got 10 of those 60. So they're out. So we're saying farewell to the Fab line of pedals. You had a good run. They're cool for modding. The only bad thing is you can't remove the knobs. So if you want to like paint these, you're gonna have to find a way to cover up the knobs or just paint the whole thing. Because the knobs have some weird kind of they're in there weird where if you try to remove them, you can break them. They're not like most knobs. But what I found with these Danelectro, those buttons, is those buttons take paint well. I mean, like, it won't stop those buttons from working if you just paint them. So, yeah. And I just listed that Hellscape pedal on Reverb, and I announced on each one of my listings about the charity donation for each modded gear sale. Sorry, I might be sounding weird. It's like I had a weird sleeping schedule. I stayed awake for 2 days, then slept, then woke up at 7, then stayed up and slept at 5, no, slept at 11, and then woke up at, no, 12 or 1, and then woke up at 7. Oh, it was crazy. I'm going to try to sleep soon, though. Now I'll get maybe my sleeping schedule back in order so I don't go fully insane. I fell asleep watching this movie called Omega Doom. It's really weird and interesting. It's like it makes me really appreciate 90s cinema. It feels like a whole different world. Our culture is just so different than how it was back then. Just so different. Like if I'll give you an example. Like if you like it's 1997, so that was about when the movie came out. So it's about 23 years ago. If you look at the culture between like what do you call it? Like let's pretend this year is like 1960 or not 1960. That's a bad. But like I don't know. It's just things have changed so much in that 23 years. I mean, but they have been changing, I guess, in this last century. But before then, 23 years wasn't that much to change anything. But it's like the difference between 1977 to 2000 was basically about the same difference. 23 years, wow. So I guess it really is a long time if you think about it, but time's changing faster and faster. Is it just me, or do movies only seem like they care about being flashy and shallow nowadays? And if they're not that, they're like super duper artistic, like indie films. It's like everything's become the caricature extreme of what it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stuck in like those kind of movies. But yeah, most of my favorite movies and TV series are from the 90s, especially sci-fi and things. But there's good news shows. But anyways, I've gone off on a weird tangent here. Hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, that Korg AX3G Hellscape is now on sale. And I'm proud to say it's cheaper than even the unmodded ones. Yeah. I'm selling it so cheap because, I got it cheap. Plus, this is a really finicky mod. And I'm not gonna charge too much for it because it's just a one little switch and mod. It's not nothing too complicated. But I'm just gonna warn you now. When those massive pedals I've shown you, like that blue one with all those patch points, go on sale, they're gonna be pretty expensive. I'm sorry, but it's just the parts involved. If we look, each of those audio outputs cost me like between 30 to 50 cents each, I think, around there. And there's 20 on there, so it's about $10 worth of just those alone. Then buying the box, then having to build it, and oh my god. But none of that compares to having to solder those oh my god, those points inside of there are microscopic. I'm like dreading it, but it's so cool. I'm gonna have to do it, obviously, but The points. The points are so small, and because of the amount of delicate work that's gonna have to go into that, they're gonna have to be more pricey, sadly. I basically price the pedals on how much I have to pay for them and how hard the mod is to do. Yeah, so I guess the pedals coming forward are, you know, I'm still deciding which one I'm shipping. I shipped one of the ones to those people I owed, but the other guy I haven't shipped one yet. He's more of a rocker guy, but I think the pedals I have are a little too extreme. They go beyond rock territory. They go more into experimental. But yeah. I'll decide which one I think's I guess the best for him and ship that soon. Uh, I have a course pedal that I've opened up recently that I'm about to poke into that isn't a fab. Maybe if I get something cool out of that, that'll be the pedal I send to him. I don't know. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I still am working on that Black Lives Matters music. I've decided on what my theme's gonna be, so but I'm gonna keep it a secret. But well, not theme, but you'll see. Just wait till you see it. It's gonna be really simple, just because I don't really have too much time to develop this because I want to get out there soon. I don't want to spend months on this. Obviously, it's not gonna be because it's for a fundraiser. It's not really trying to be like the best composition ever. It's just gonna be some simple ambient stuff, but it's not gonna be that. I'm gonna try to do some happy ambient stuff but more droney ambient stuff. Cause, but but not just the total emo death, destruction, self-loathing kind of stuff that I usually produce. So yeah, and if you want to listen to any of that weird, dark drone, just melancholic hellscape, haha. But if you want to listen to any of that kind of stuff, it's the most creative name you've ever heard in your life. It's called Dark Ambience. Yes, I know. I made that name before I knew what drone music was. I didn't know drone was its own thing. I would have called it Dark Drone, but I only named it that as a placeholder name, but then I just stuck with it. But I doubt I'll be using that name too much longer in the future, because I need to move on from that kind of music. I don't want to be in that kind of headspace forever, because it's a very dangerous place to be. All right, well, yeah, check that out if you want to. If you're kind of a morbid, dark person like me, check out Dark Ambience on Spotify. It's also on Google Play Music as well. I know people aren't gonna actually buy it, but I just put it on those platforms anyways, just to make it easier for people to access. Yeah, they're there to enjoy. Alright, well, see you. I've dragged this out long enough. Let's see, how long was this video? 18 minutes, wow. Alright, see you guys. Yeah. This is how it's gonna go. This is my plan. The next video is gonna be the demo of whatever pedal I'm shipping to that guy. And then the video after that is either going to be another pedal, or it might be the Black Lives Matter music, depending on how that goes. Alright, well, see you, everybody. We don't need to drag this out to 20 minutes.